Alright, so there's a new Sakurajima update trailer from Pocket Pair. This dropped yesterday and it is probably the biggest Palworld update somehow. They have really knocked it out of the park at this point, at least in terms of how it looks. So let's get straight into the trailer and then we'll talk about it, right? See what we find. That glass looks so good. Interesting. Alright, well, that was beautiful. There was so much in that trailer. I was like, it felt like information overload. I'm like looking at every frame being like, well, okay, so there's a new thing there and that's also interesting, but also in that corner there's something that we need to pay attention to. So let's see. So right here we see the ferret sage just like floating on, or not even floating. He seems to be on his tail, which is kind of cool. That's a cool animation. He's sitting on his tail like a ferret from Pokemon. I also missed this little armadillo type Pokemon pal thingy majig. That's actually cool. I didn't even see that in the first few watches somehow. But yeah, it's there. All right. That looks like a ground type, I'm guessing, or maybe a normal type. All right, right here we have these little candy pals. What would you call that? It looks like almost a grass type. It's definitely a grass type. You can see like the tips of its feet right there. Yeah, definitely not feet, petals. All right, so we have a new grass type. We have a new fire dog. You can tell because of the way it is. All right here we saw this earlier a couple of weeks ago, right? So we have a new mushroom biome. All right, we have the shroomasaur that I'm calling it the shroomasaur. All right, there's no other name for it. There's also a little sage frog. All right, that's normal. All right, the frogs are always sages. These frogs are always geniuses according to the Japanese. All right, says here we have a new island, so that means I wonder how big this island is gonna be. It better not be small. All right, it has to be, I want it to be like the size of the desert island to the north. That would be so ridiculous. But there's space. The map has so much empty space, so they have a ton of places to expand to. And we also see here a type bent Catris and Wixen, which looks sick. That's actually a very cool idea. And we have this entirely new building, which I'm just guess is just gonna be like, you know, when you go to the desert and you have that little what do you call it, area with all the shops and shopkeepers and all that fun stuff. So I'm guessing this area is like that as well, but Sakura themed. All right, nice. So we have a bushy that's closer to a dark type, I'm guessing, right? So it's probably just gonna be dark, maybe dark fire. That's normal. Yeah, I do wish they would go not just color differences, you know, like recolors of pals. Yeah, like the bushy is just a recolor of a bushy, which I don't like. I wish they would add a little bit more flair to the different variants. But yeah, we also have a new ghost that's not a ghost type for some reason. Definitely a dark type, right? Maybe a dark fire again. There's a lot of dark and fire types in this game, not gonna lie. Yep, we have a scary dragon. Very cool, very cool. New pals. This is actually in the desert area, so it's gonna be, I imagine, found in the desert. It almost looks like it's related to Menacing. Like it looks like a tinier version of Menacing that doesn't suck souls. Sure. And we have this chest that looks more like, it's like a dog chest. That's unique, I suppose. It's cute, I guess. Yeah, and we have this little knight, this soldier that's all formal. He looks very British, doesn't he? Yeah. Gonna be, I'm thinking normal type, right? I don't know what else it's supposed to be, but I like this pal a lot. I think I'm gonna rock this pal when it comes out for sure. All right, then we see here we have the plasma gun. That plasma gun is gonna be sick, especially how is all this? This is what I'm wondering, right? How is all this gonna work in arena mode? Or is arena mode just gonna be explosions upon explosions as this game is wont to do? And you're barely gonna be able to understand what's happening because there's so many explosions in every little corner. That's gonna be fun. We have here the quad rocket launcher now. I'm guessing that's an upgrade to the regular RPG, which will be kind of nice. This will be very nice for the raids, especially because you don't need to reload, at least for a little bit. And you have a minigun as well. Oh my god. The fact that they gave us Grisbold's minigun is just cherry on top, because I love the minigun in every game since GTA. Everybody loved the minigun in GTA, right? Obviously. So this is just us fulfilling our fantasy but using the minigun on Pokemon. I mean, pals. So yeah, and well, we have a new little boss as well, which is cool. Now right here, this is the most interesting part to me. I hope that one of the major updates is going to be a bit of a redoing of the build system, because I feel like right now it's a little bit too mundane. Maybe, you know, like a little bit too... It doesn't give you enough options, but they're giving us glass, which is really nice. We also see here that there's now coal mining sites and also sulfur mining sites, so thank god. We don't have... So basically, we no longer need dedicated bases just for mining, which is really nice. Yeah, and the reason this is really nice as well is because you need a base for... You need a dedicated base for the raid, because you can't put your raid, you know, at your base, because it will just erase literally everything. And they demonstrate a bunch of new pals for us. And also you could tell, look at the player, by the way. Zoom in on the player. You could see that the player is actually wearing a different armor, a purple and black armor. That's gonna be cool. I like those colors. First of all, those are my favorite colors. There's a grillet in the corner. I saw somebody call the Chillette Ignis a grillet, which is hilarious, and definitely what it should be called. Yeah, that's another one of my gripes with this game, is that they name the variants the most like mundane things. Like Wampo Botan and Wampo was pretty cool, but then are we just gonna have Chillette Ignis? Does that make any sense? I don't think so. And yeah, we also have Quiver and Botan flying up there, which again looks very odd. Quiverland looks sick. Poor Quiverland. Quiverland should have like a giant leaves, you know, giant leaves for wings, instead of just being green, which looks a little bit off-putting. So I'm definitely not a fan of like, I like the variants, but I just don't like that they just recolors, you know. Yeah, there's also just like a new machine in plain view. Is it a new heater? Like, what does this machine do? Maybe we need way more sulfur for a thing, way more coal for a thing. That machine doesn't look like it would take coal or sulfur though. It looks, maybe it's a new furnace. It could be a new furnace, like a futuristic furnace beyond the futuristic everythings of this game. New raid, very nice. We have what appears to be Blazamut Draco, which, sure, and you can see right here, we actually have a very good view of the new armor. At least one of them. I assume there's multiple, right? But yeah, it looks sick, actually. It looks literally like you are about to go to war, but in space. Or Palpagos. And not only that, we see this gory rat here in the left corner, which looks red. It does not look like it's just because of the lighting. It looks like it's actually a fire type gory rat. We'll see, but I'm thinking that's what it is. And look at that, there's also a menacing on the right that's just yellow. Is the lighting really doing that? Is the lighting turning purple into yellow? I don't know, but either way, it would be cool to have a very different menacing. Again, I wish it wasn't just a recolor, but I'll take it. Now, I especially like that they have this entire new oil rig just randomly. Like, why is there an oil rig? Are we just slowly moving up the tech tree in Civ. Is that what's happening right now? Yeah, this looks like it's gonna be really fun to storm. I really hope the enemies are difficult, like not just like walking around, you just shoot them with your minigun a bunch of times and they die. Those enemies better just like mess you up immediately, because you know it's an oil rig. They want to protect their oil, all right? So we need something like it basically needs to be a war zone when you step onto this oil rig, and I feel like that's what's gonna be the case. Yeah, like look at this. It looks insane. And then we have the arena which looks a little bit small. Not gonna lie, like what does this arena look like if we have, say, 2 Dormant Tides alpha? Is it just gonna be a hellscape where now you can't even see anything? Maybe it's a little bit bigger than I think, but still, maybe you don't want to bring your Dormant Tide in here to get clapped because it can't dodge anything, because it is the size of 2 houses. Very cool. Arena is what I'm looking forward to the most. I really hope that they did a good job, and I trust that they did, to be honest, because that's what they've been doing this entire time. I just really want the arena to be balanced in some way that's not just strongest pal wins, you know? Like I want to almost be able to direct my pals so it's my skill instead of my pals just being around, like how they kind of are now, where they don't really dodge anything. They kind of just take damage, you know? It'd be very cool if you could like point at a pal or select a pal somehow and then make it dodge and then go and select another pal. So you're like controlling multiple bodies at the same time almost. That would be sick. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. I'm hoping for the best. All right. More arena. And we see new faction and new boss. Several waifus apparently. So they gave us a waifu pal again, which they love for obvious reasons. And then they gave us a lady that just sits on top of whatever that is. Is that part of it? That is, oh my god, that is part of it. It's just like a giant moon pal. And first of all, how does it even, that's so unwieldy. Whoever created this pal, or this pal evolved into just the most inconvenient pal to have in your house ever. It just slams that giant moon into everything, and well, at least it looks good. All right, well, that's it. There's so much to look forward to. I genuinely just cannot wait. Arena mode is definitely going to give Palworld a lot of longevity. So as long as it's implemented well, I think we will be good to go. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like this video if you liked it. Comment on why if you disliked it. And I'll see you all soon for some more Palworld. All right, so take care.